President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to officiate the expansion of the Ngong Road Phase 1 project in Nairobi this afternoon. The project will cost 1.32 billion Kenya shillings to be funded by the government of Japan. The 27.5-kilometre road, whose construction commenced in January, is currently 5% complete. The project is scheduled for completion in the next 17 months. The road will be upgraded from a 2-lane to 4 lanes to ease traffic.
And beginning. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, all of us want to see a Kenya that is free, that is prosperous, and that is growing. And throughout our history, one key to that freedom and prosperity has been our roads. If we go back to the earliest history as an independent nation, we will remember that some of our very first investments, and indeed some of our heaviest, was in our road sector. And that remained the case for a very long time. And indeed, by some estimates, our roads have been our largest item in public expenditure. But indeed, as I say so, we must also admit that Nairobi is clogged, because also for a good number of years, our investment in our infrastructure in our capital city has not matched the growth of our city. And that lack of investment has been expensive. Indeed, many of you will have heard that congestion costs the city of Nairobi, or Nairobi County, approximately 147 billion shillings a year, a figure that does not even take into account the environmental and psychological costs that many people or many Nairobians have to bear on a day-to-day basis. Investment in infrastructure, ladies and gentlemen, is without doubt a very expensive mistake. And that is why my government has set aside considerable resources to develop infrastructure not just here in Nairobi, but across the country, from the standard gauge railway to the renovation of the port in Mombasa, to roads in northern Kenya, and in every single corner of our republic. Indeed, we need to bring an end to the suffering that many Kenyans who are either stuck in traffic, as is the case here in Nairobi, other Kenyans who need to connect to national transport, but again are locked out because of poor roads. And I believe that once we do this, what this country will look like would be incredibly different. Indeed, it will bring us much closer to our target of a 10% annual GDP growth. Kenyans will not have to endure endless hours in traffic every morning and evening. Much of our cargo will also move by rail rather than road, freeing up space on our roads for motorists. Our farmers will also be able to sell their meat and other agricultural produce right across the country and be able to follow market needs. And this we shall do, ladies and gentlemen. I am committed, and my government is committed to this particular exercise. On that journey to truly first-class infrastructure, we must recognize and acknowledge that Kenya has had several companions. Indeed, today, and testament, the government of Japan has been instrumental in helping us in our infrastructure projects, not just this one, but in many. The port of Mombasa, geothermal development in Olkaria. They have been there in the road sector, irrigation in Mwea. Kila pahali hawa watu wametusaidia. Na ni watu ni marafiki na tunashukuru sana. Yeah. But amongst others, the World Bank has also been very supportive. The European Union, the African Development Bank, the People's Republic of China, and more recently Brazil, all who have joined us on this journey of helping assist develop world-class infrastructure for all Kenyans. Indeed, as you have heard, The government of Japan has also expressed interest in partnering with us in phase 2 of this project. Kwa sababu tunataka barabara hii iendelee mpaka ifike Ngong, na hiyo ndio itatusaidia. Na tunaomba marafiki wetu watusaidie. Najua mtatusaidia, si ndio? And indeed also they are partnering, as you heard from the governor, in the Nairobi railway station viaduct, and we are grateful to them. And even as we prepare for T-Card 6, I believe this can only deepen our friendship. And Kenyans, of course, will already have heard that Prime Minister of Japan, Shinzo Abe, will also be visiting us. And
that will definitely cost 1.3 billion shillings and funded by the government of Japan.